Alrighty, I have a backlog of botany, fishing, and culinary quests to do, and I'm going to try to get through at least 6 total videos today, but we'll see. The first one is Walking for Walkers. That's walkers with an apostrophe S at the end. Given to us by Edgyth in Idleshire, level 65. I have every suspicion I'm going to have to, like, pause this, quote-unquote, because I have to oil up a potato that is currently in the oven. But yeah, anyway, here we go for now. I'm like as quick as I can. Mercy, the Popotos are coming along very nicely. However, we're not quite there just yet. Fufucha has sent word asking us to visit the guild to discuss crossbreeding in further detail. Do you have the time to accompany me there once more? I nod. Fantastic. Let us rendezvous in front of the guild as usual. I'm keen to try making my own way there this time. Oh, please don't die. I'll use my free teleport to Botany. Cause it's my home, yo. It's my home, yo. So what, so what, so what's the dealio? Get the Gridani music starting. What's funny is, I do like Gridania as my starting zone. Oh, I think I like it more than Limsa Lamensa or Ulda, which is interesting because Windurst, I think, was my least favorite starting zone, with Bastok being first, but that's mostly just because I like the Galka and whatever. I had a human female named Iserman or something, or no, it's just Iserman because they did one name really. I think you could do spaces. I can't remember. Anyway, we'll talk to Fufucha to continue. Nice to see you both got my message. The wild Popotos you collected for me have taken quite well, and work is progressing at a healthy pace. However, while I have succeeded in harnessing the wild specimen's hardiness, I have been unable to incorporate any element that would set our Popotos apart from the rest. I believe in you, Fufucha. If anyone is capable of making a success of this, it's you. Thank you for your faith, Edgyth. It is most touching. As it happens, I do indeed have an idea. I have heard stories of a Popoto species known as Walker's Popoto that was once cultivated upon the island of Vilbrand. It is said to be a variety that retains its shape when boiled, making it perfect for stews. I've boiled a lot of potatoes and they maintain their shape very easily until you smash them or cut them. So I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, I've never had a potato get, yeah, anyway. Crossbreeding our existing Popotos with this variety may well give us that special something when we need to make ours stand out. Sorry. Say no more. Mercy and I shall gather all the walkers' Popotos you need. You catch on quick, Edgyth. From what I understand, they used to be grown at the Red Rooster Stead. Try asking around there to see if someone cannot point you in the right direction. Asking people questions is one of the few things I'm good at. Let's go, Mercy. I have a good feeling about this. Okay. We'll just use a teleport ticket to go to, was it Eastern Lenosha? Lower Lenosha. And then we have to mount up and fly quite a bit. North, with a little bit of east. Give a little bit of my love to you. In roughly 3 minutes and 20 seconds, I will have to pause for the potato thing. It is interesting, somewhat coincidental, that I am baking a potato while doing a quest for Popotos. Possibly only really interesting for me, but it's all good. Alright. We got these storage towers, and we're talking to a couple people here. There's like a kind of like grain storage towers kind of thing, but they could store, I guess, anything if you think about it. And there's a couple windmills. Basically, might actually be processing something in a mill. And yeah, a little camp. Like, the buildings are made of white brick, or white stone. White stone. Here's Mogram. A Rogadin male. Ah, yes, Walker's Popotos. We were always shipping them off to the Far East. Those Hingans go mad for a good Walker's Popoto. We haven't grown any for quite some time, but it wouldn't surprise me if someone over there had gotten tired of waiting for us to resume growing them and started cultivating their own. And then a female Rogadin, Aaron Lona. Walker's Popotos, that's a name I've not heard in a while. I'm afraid you're far too late. We haven't cultivated those since the calamity. I cannot say I miss them either. They were so susceptible to both disease and the cold, it was always an uphill battle. You won't find any in storage either, in case you were getting your hopes up. We threw the last of them out long, long ago. I've never heard of anyone else volunteering to grow them since. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. Be of any help. Whatever, sorry. And then to the east a bit, Edgyth is talking to people as well. Oh, hello there, Mercy. My apologies. I wasn't much good at gathering information after all. I suppose that's one more thing we can add to the list of jobs I can't be trusted with. I explained what I found out. What's that? There's a chance we may find Walker's Popotos in the Far East? Well then, the best of luck on your journey to Kugane. I give her a nod. I know I really ought to accompany you, but visiting Gridania alone was enough to put my head in a spin. I'm not sure I could handle an entirely different continent. It also wouldn't do for me to leave my darling plants on their own for such a long time. But do not fear, I will see to it that everything is in place for you to plant the Popotos upon your triumphant return. Alright, so if you want to do it the cheap way, but also somewhat the long way, you can go to Limsa, go to the airship. I think it's not the airship, it's the like the docks. They are down here, and you'll see actually Kugane here so lower decks, very, 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 very western point in the lower decks. There's an attendant you can talk to. It's like right before you actually go through the doors. But I got tons and tons of these tickets, and I can buy tons and tons more. So it costs 1,070 something to teleport there without a ticket. The ship you would use out of Limsa is 150, I believe. And then I want to go to the markets via this Aetheryte. Is this the Aetheryte? Yeah. It's like, I'm scrolled in so far. Okay. I'll be right back. also forgot to poke holes in the potato. Although I've cooked a bunch of these potatoes this exact same way without poking holes, and it seems fine, so I don't know if that's actually necessary, but I did it because I forgot. We have a female Rogadin named Ibarra in more like Middle Eastern, more Far Eastern garb, kind of one of those kimono? Oh, no, I don't know, whatever, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, Walker's Popotos, I cannot say I've ever sold them in my shop. I do feel I may have heard of them being grown in Isari on the mainland. Mind you, it might be worth your while paying the village a visit. Okay. And a somewhat older human male named Yamabuki. Ah, Walker's Popotos, a tastier Popoto I have never stocked. In fact, I am completely out of them right now as it happens. I have not seen my supplier for quite some time. I am fairly certain his name was Hikinami. I lost contact with him when things began to get a little rough on the Ruby Sea. Okay. Cannot mount. I don't even try. Isari. So, the teleportation is actually really cheap, and I'm actually going to use it. But I believe, yeah, from the pier over here. You can get to the Ruby Sea. I don't know how much it costs. It might be free. I don't know. But I'm going to take the Onokoro teleport for 200 gil and pay it. That's totally fine. And I got flying here a while ago. This is also where I go for, there's a good number of these bonus fates in this zone. Like, you'll get maybe one bonus fate every, if you're doing fates constantly, you might get one every 15 to 25 minutes, give or take. Maybe more give, I'm not sure. But, good place. How am I doing on fates this? I think I finished my fates. You're dead. Fates are all done. Okay. We have Hikinami. There's this little, like, I mean, really little, I don't even know if you can call it a village. It might just be an area where work is done, but there's a campfire. There are 3 wooden shacks. And another one that's kind of more open, like a storage area with a little slanted roof. And some fish hanging to dry. Lots and lots of fish actually hanging to dry. Several rows. Alright, Hikinami, here we go. He is a, somewhat, I would say like maybe late 20s, early 30s human male. Kind of gray hair, but like not old gray, like stylish gray maybe. I don't know, silverish almost. Yes, I'm Hikinami. I used to cultivate Walker's Popotos a little to the north of the village, but that came to an end when my workers declined in number, and there were not enough hands to help with the harvest. I have long since handed the field back to nature. If you are in luck, there may still be some growing in the wild in that same area. I no longer have any use for them. Feel free to take anything you find. Ooh, is that right here? Oh no. Are these just, wait, lush. Lush means something different. Hold on. Walker's Popotos. I guess I've already farmed some. Interesting. By the way, I splurged on myself. I have 9 million gil. I don't care. I bought all new level 74 gathering stuff. Just the gear side of things, and actually the botanist primary tool. What are they called? Hatchet? Hatchet and a blue spirit scythe. I'm probably gonna upgrade again once I hit 80, but until then I should be fine for all of these quests and anything I need. Which is why it's 100% gather rate from these. I think, yeah, they're level 65, so. I also bought accessories that come, I can wear them in one level, which is basically almost an entire level. I got 2 on each of those. It's so nice having overpowered gear. Oh, that was just 1. 7 more. My mount button is H in my journal for quests is J, and they're right, right next to each other. So if you ever wonder why my journal pops up when I'm trying to mount, that's why it sometimes happens. If you weren't wondering, then I don't care about you either. Do I need soybeans for anything? Yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't really feel like continuing. Idleshire. Probably the cheapest way? I don't know. Probably, wow, that's a good question, actually. I would say going back to your hometown, which should be free for you. If you're actually on... This is level 65, right? So this is during... I'm pretty sure the monsters around here, like the Dravanian hinterlands, are in that level range, maybe? So you should have Ishgard as your home point, your return point. That's what I did for every expansion. You make like the new main city your home point, your return point, and then keep your free teleport in your hometown. I think that's the best way. So that'd be the cheapest way to do it. And if not, then you can go to your home. If you're past this, then you have the ability to take an airship from your hometown to Ishgard and then fly, ride, whatever. But I'm gonna use a teleport ticket. Or pick up blue. Get to level 50 and then get free teleport tickets for life. That is not even 50, maybe 60 to get some spells you might need for the Masked Carnival, but you also might not. I don't really know. I've never seen somebody make videos doing those, and like there's achievements you kind of have to do. Like they'll add little, you can only use 4th and 5th ranked spells, or you can only use water spells, you can take no damage, and stuff like that. Or like no healing is more accurate. The no damage ones are for the quests that you have to do, and they are really possible to do without taking any damage. But I'm not sure that I did that for the last one. I think I just stopped caring. The achievement doesn't really get you anything aside from literally adding the achievement, I think, to your achievement log, but whatever. Here's Edgyth to turn in the quest. Mercy, delighted to see you have returned safe and sound. Was the spinner on your side? I don't know what that means, but sure. Here's 20 Walker's Popotos. So this is the much sought after Walker's Popoto. Ah yes, upon closer inspection, it certainly has a different hue compared to the common Popoto. Well then, all that remains is to replant them. Okay, we have a cutscene. That hardly took any time at all, and you pretty much did it all by yourself. I'm truly beginning to wonder if I shouldn't just entrust the mud plots to your much more capable hands, Mercy. Haha, looks like you're enjoying yourself, Edgyth, says Sonny, who I don't remember. Could be a guy, could be a girl, I don't remember. Oh, who the fuck is this? Dark-skinned, human, blonde afro, kind of red gear with spikes on the shoulders, white boots. I don't know who this is. Sonny, whatever brings you here? Well, I thought it'd be good of me to check on how things are going from time to time. I'm no good with the hatchet, that's for sure, but I am your boss in name at least. He turns to me. Ah, Mercy, it's been too long. Hope you like what we did with the treasure. Must say though, I never dreamed you'd turn out to be a first-rate botanist. Makes me wonder what other secrets you're hiding from us. Don't suppose you'd happen to be a first-rate culinarian, would you? I actually am. I actually am, yeah. Speaking of which, how are things coming along? Quite well, entirely thanks to Mercy here, admittedly. But, well, better than most how useless I am. But, well, you know better than most how useless I am. There we go. Listen, Edgyth, I've no problem with a bit of humility, but you're well on your way to beating your self-confidence to a bloody pulp. Have you already forgotten just who it was that created this place? But just look how crooked some of the plants are growing, and the leaves on that tree aren't as green as they should be. Honestly, when are you going to learn to stop being so harsh on yourself? Striving for improvement is one thing, but there's no point comparing yourself to the best botanist in the Bleeding Realm. Sorry for all this. She might not belong to the Botanist Guild like you, but she's a lot better than she dares give herself credit for. I reckon she'd give guild veterans a good run for their money, even. I'd really appreciate it if you give her a little praise every now and then, only when she's deserving of it, of course. Here's hoping that picks her spirits up a bit. Sorry. Ugh. So I guess I met him probably during like the actual storyline quests. Oh, Sonny, he truly is far too kind to me. She's like covering her face and waving a hand in front. All I ever wanted as a child was to someday be a botanist. I was ready to spend my every waking moment studying for that one goal, but it wasn't to be. My family died when I was little, leaving me to fend for myself. It was all I could do to survive, and there was no room for dreams. It was when I was on the verge of giving up that I met Sonny. He gave my life some semblance of order amongst all the chaos. This allowed me to pick up the fragments of my dream and finally begin studying botany. I never thought that all that studying would actually serve a purpose someday. What am I doing? But that's enough about boring old me. Seeing Sonny again for the first time in a while brought back memories of the past. Memories I'm sure you don't need to hear any more about. As for that work at hand, there's not a whole lot we can do until the crossbreeding is complete. I'm sure you must be tired from your travels to the Far East. By all means, have a rest and stop by again in the near future. You get a level 65 hatchet, 1,758,750 experience points, which sounds like a lot, but actually I think it is a lot, even for that level. And you get your pick of level 65 head, body, hands, legs, or... Ooh, cool, 3,000 gil, I'll take that. That's like 1/6 of what I paid for one item at level 74, but it's fine. Cool beans. So, walking for walkers is complete. Did not get a level out of that. Let's go this way. Actually, I guess the faster way it would be to go from this Idleshire main Aetherite over to the West Idleshire Aetherite, now that I'm seeing it. It doesn't save you a ton of time. It might, I don't know. Purchase paintings. Cool. Alright, I gotta sell those because I don't need them. And I actually, since I'm here, I'm just going to do the next one. Not in this video, it'll be a separate video. But I will put up this one and then make the next one, and I'll see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye for now.